An incoming Wilfrid Laurier student, my homie HG.
Good to be here, CP.
What are 2 words if you had to describe how you're feeling going into university?
Oh, they're going to be so basic, like nervous, excited.
Exactly what I was thinking.
What am I going to do? Go eat breakfast like down at the thing alone?
If I could reapply to university, I think I would try to get into Rotman.
I'm not buying my teacher's coffee before class and staying in to clean their room or whatever. Maybe just kind of having more independence too, because like even right now, like I'm grateful for my family and like everything they do for me, but it's also nice to create your own identity and have your own independence. It just took a while, I think, to realize that like it's just some button you're pressing on a computer. So it's crazy that like the buttons I'm pressing on the computer are actual places that I'm going.
I understand what you're saying.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm just playing some game, like add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. And then I didn't apply to like anything in Toronto, like TMU or University of Toronto, because I was like, I can't do Toronto. We come back and the parking ticket was written for like 2 minutes after we got out of the car.
Adam had the genius idea. He said, you know what? In a few weeks, the OVO U of T merch drop is going off.
Oh, yeah. I feel like especially in smaller towns, like it's a lot easier to have people considered like outcasts, you know what I mean? My house got swatted or something and people are like, oh, like that's just an average money. Like you're soft, like get over it. Why are you so pressed about this? What is it? Do you have it in your bio?
I don't have U of T in my bio. I've never put a school in my bio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the VoV podcast, Voices of Vic. I'm here today with a non-Vic student. This is the Voices of Vic podcast, but we're going to be inviting further out into the university world. Today I'm with an incoming Wilfrid Laurier student, my homie HG. What up?
What up?
Good to have you on.
Good to be here, CP.
100%. Please tell everyone at home how I got such an incredible guest to come on this podcast today. How do we know each other, HG?
CP is my cousin. And yeah.
You're going into Laurier in September.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to it? What's going through your mind? Actually, you know what? I was going to do a bit for this. 2 words. I'll ask you. What are 2 words if you had to describe how you're feeling going into university?
Oh, they're going to be so basic, like nervous, excited.
Exactly what I was thinking. Nervous and excited. Everyone says nervous and excited.
And yeah.
Why? Why does that apply to you?
Like nervous, probably just because I don't really know anybody going. So it's like after I meet probably a few people, I'll be fine. But just like nervous because like no one likes being alone. Yeah. And it's like awkward. Like I'm like, what am I gonna do? Go eat breakfast like down at the thing alone? Yeah. Like that's awkward. Yeah. So that's probably why I'm nervous, and then excited is just because like I get to meet new people and like do new stuff, and it's like a different crowd of people from like here. Yeah. You know.
Completely a new life.
Exactly. It's like a fresh start.
Are you looking to recreate yourself?
Probably not. Maybe make small changes. Okay. But not reinvent myself.
HG was showing me her governor's academic, what is it called?
Governor General's Academic Award, I think. Yeah.
She clutched like 90s and 80s. Sorry, no, 180.
Yes. In grade 9.
In grade 9, 180. Mm-hmm. Are you a genius?
I don't think so.
Going into university.
Yeah.
Are you mainly concerned with the school aspect of it? Or are you also thinking about just like college life?
Maybe just like college life, because I know like everyone says like classes are always so hard and like transitioning is hard. I feel like I'll be okay. Like I look at some of the titles of my class and I'm like, this can't be that bad, but I feel like that's what everyone thinks. True. But I mean, I'm sure I'll do okay. Probably not as well as I did in university or high school, but like passing.
What are you studying? What are you taking?
Business administration.
What interests you in business? This is actually good to know because I don't even ask you this in real life.
Really? Okay. So I took business in grade 9 as like random. Like I didn't really want to take it, but my dad owns a business, so he's like, oh yeah, maybe take business, you'll enjoy it. I took in grade 9. I enjoyed it like so much. We did like a marketing unit, like personal finance and accounting unit, and like business management unit, and I really liked it. So then I took it all throughout high school, and I just like I liked it so much more that I eventually like filled my timetable with like half business classes, and I really enjoyed it.
What about it? Because for me, the business courses, at least in university that I take, it feels like I'm actually learning useful things.
That's what I found too.
You know
like
what I mean?
Some of the personal finance stuff, and even just how businesses run, like a lot of it I wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
And we talked about like stuff like currency exchange, like things going on, like market trends, like that type of stuff I felt like I could apply in real life. And I'm like, oh, like I see stuff on the news and I'm like, oh my God, I know that from business class. Like that's why I thought it was like pretty useful. And then also I found like, it's like marketing was like fun and you got to be more creative. And then other stuff like accounting, obviously it's very like numbers based, and I like math too. So I found it was like a good combination.
That's awesome.
And then for business administration, I don't know 100%, but you don't really have to specialize or like pick a ton of classes of the same thing up until like I think third or fourth year.
Yep.
So I like that it can be more general the first few years.
Yep.
So that I can like figure out what I really like.
Yep.
Like a specific area.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
No, that makes sense. If I could redo it, because I didn't really, I don't know. I have this approach with university that I think you know this as well. I think we both know this, that your degree is not what's going to get you success in life. Right.
It's the things that you learn.
100%. It's experience overall.
Definitely.
But I think so that's why I'm not too concerned about it. But if I could redo it, if I could reapply to university, go back to grade 12.
Yeah.
I think I would try to get into Rotman, which is business at U of T.
Yeah.
Because it just seems so much more. It seems like I'm learning real things. That's what business is. But everything in the world is business.
Yeah.
Whether like it's a life science student that has to work at a hospital.
Yeah.
They have to know how to run the money at the hospital.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if it's a library. Everything you have to know how to run the money.
Yeah, and you have to know how to like manage the people and your resources that you're given.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, business is more than just money.
Yeah.
But no, anyways, no, sorry. If I could redo it, I'd go back to Rotman. I think that the one criticism people is at U of T.
Yeah.
Always pretend. I don't know if they pretend, but they diss on Rotman students because it's easy. They act like business is easier.
Yeah. Is it?
Which, because I've taken both.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting argument because what I basically say is that the difficulty level of business courses is not as hard as some of the computer science courses nowadays, but it's more useful.
Yeah.
So who's the smart one? Is it the business student who's actually learning important things that are not as difficult?
Yeah.
Or is it in economics geek?
Yeah, I don't know.
It might be harder.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people
it's useless.
Diss on business programs. Because I was looking on TikTok when I was like applying to universities and stuff. And everyone's like, oh, like they were like, you know how you go around in university with a microphone and is like, guess what major this person is? It was more in the States, and they're like, some guys like looking like a frat boy and they're like business major, like they think it's like easy. I don't know why everyone hates on it. I actually find it like super interesting, and I feel like you have to put in like maybe not the same amount of work as someone that's going to be a doctor, but you still have to put in a significant amount of work to come out with like a degree from any university, I think.
100%.
Even if it's like
go ahead.
An arts, like, you know what I mean? You still have to be there, take the classes, take the exams, learn some stuff.
Yeah. The thing about business is that getting the degree is probably, like you said, that's a good point you made actually. Getting the degree is not as hard as it is to get like a doctor's degree.
Yeah.
PhD or whatever. But I think that the success post degree is probably harder to achieve.
Yeah.
As a doctor, once you get your degree, you're set. You got it. And then I feel like your career is a smoother path from there.
Yeah.
But business, you get the degree, you could still just completely flop after.
Oh yeah.
The hard work is after school.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of maybe the connections you make, how you market yourself, and how willing you are to like apply the things you learned into like postgraduate life, I guess.
Yep. How have you been with making connections so far in life?
You know, I don't think I've made many connections.
Well, even in a high school, that's the thing.
Yeah, like I guess like I connected with my teachers. Like I got along with all my teachers really well. Like I never really had any problems with my teachers because I always like was a bit of a suck up to my teachers because like why not?
Yeah.
Like you don't gain anything. Well, you gain, I guess, their like favoritism where it's like maybe they'll tell you if you made a mistake in the project, they'll be more willing to give you more time. But it's just like, just being nice to them is like going to get you that time. Like,
that's true.
Why be like shitty to them? Because
but yeah, at the same time, I don't think you're a teacher's pet though.
No, like, I'm not buying my teachers coffee before class and staying in to clean their room or whatever. Yeah. Like, I'll just be extra nice to them and be like, hey, like, how's your day going? Or like, if they tell us something about their like personal life, but oh, they just got a dog, like maybe a week later, I'm like, oh, how's your dog doing? And then they'll show me a picture. Like, you know what I mean? It's like little things like that I feel like make you more successful, because if your teacher's like, you're probably going to be more successful in the class, whereas if they hate you, they're not going to want to help you.
That's true.
So it's like little things.
I think that a lot of people think that life is fair and teachers are just going to grade you fairly.
And they're like, I don't know if this happens in university, because like professors have so many more students that they don't build those personal connections. But like being in a small high school for all 4 years, it's like, you know the teachers very well and they know you very well. And even if you've never had this teacher, like they still know who you are from like other people. So you kind of set yourself up for like a certain reputation. Like when you come in grade 9, if you like skip every day, you're yelling at your teacher, like that's going to carry you through and everyone's going to have that perception of you throughout.
Yep.
So it's like, why not start off right?
100%. I think the older you get, the less school becomes important. This might sound like a logic fail. Mm-hmm. I feel like people usually consider it the opposite. Elementary school isn't that important, but once you get to university, you have to like stick to it, right? You think that, right?
That's what I think, because I'm like, I can't even remember what I learned in elementary school, but like stuff I learned in grade 12 seemed very important to me.
Get this. Yeah. This is I'm about to explain to you something crazy.
Got it.
Elementary school. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is be good in school. At like age like 7, 8. Yeah. Your main responsibility as a child, yes, obviously it's having like a good, fun life. Yeah. But in terms of like success as a kid, all you have is school. Okay. Yeah. So I think that when you're young, it's a good measuring stick of how successful, kind of like how much is this person willing to put in. Yeah. But as you get older, mm-hmm. in university and that level, I think that you see a lot more about the world. You learn a lot more about the world.
That's true.
And there's way more that you can be successful with that's outside of school.
That's true. Yeah, because you become more well-rounded. Like when you're in kindergarten, you're not joining clubs and you're not trying to run a business. Yeah. Whereas like when you get to university, you have more opportunities to like join clubs. I don't know, go into different ventures.
Have you looked into that at all? Like, are you like not even looked into it, but like, is that like something that you are going to do? Do you want to do that when you get into university?
I think so. I want to try to use my time. Like, obviously I want to have fun. Like that's just like part of it. But I also am just like, I want to make the best use out of my time. You know what I mean? Whereas like I could sit at home now in the summer and like spend 3 hours on TikTok. But I'm like, oh, when I go to university, like I can do that when I'm home for the summer. Like when I'm there, you know, I'd rather join a club or like do something like you did, like intramurals, like something that seems like fun. It's like pretty low commitment. It's not like you're like, it's a do or die thing. It's like, oh, if you make it this day, maybe you don't make it next week. It's like whatever. But it's just like even like meeting people, joining clubs. But I want to go into co-op, so I think they emphasize getting into clubs,
extracurriculars,
like getting involved throughout the school and like tangible things that they're able to see when you like write this down on your application. Yeah. So I definitely have that in mind too.
Tell me about the co-op. What is that about?
So it's a 4-year degree, but then you have the option to do co-op, but first year your marks have to be at a certain, I don't know, they have a certain mark cutoff that you need to meet if you want to go further in the application process for co-op, I think. I don't know if I'm 100% accurate, but it's like you have to make the marks, and then there's like an application and maybe an interview, I think, and you have to do all those things successfully to like be eligible for a co-op. Yeah. So I'm like hoping, but I mean, it's kind of like I see when I get there. Like it's not like if I don't get co-op, it's not like I'm going to like hate my degree or hate what I'm going into. Yeah. But it's like that co-op could potentially help me like make new connections and make it easier to be like employed after I graduate, which is something I'm thinking about too. So
outside of clubs, what are you mainly looking forward to in university? Outside of clubs, outside of like I mean, the obvious stuff, you're obviously going to meet new people.
Yeah. Well, I was literally going to say, like, meeting new people. Like, maybe just kind of having more independence, too. Because, like, even right now, like, I'm grateful for my family and, like, everything they do for me. But it's also nice to create your own identity and have your own independence. And it's, like, sometimes you're annoyed. Like, mom's texting you and be like, where are you? Whereas in, like, university, you're not going to, like, have someone like that. You know what I mean? Your parents aren't going to know that you're out.
Sorry, RG. You're done. See ya.
No.
HG is finished with you.
No. I will still text her. But no, I feel like it's just, like, independence. And maybe you learn new things about yourself with that independence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, like, sometimes stuff gets boring. Like, you get in a routine here. Yeah. Like, 4 years, same school, mostly same people. So I'm like, I think it'll be fun just to have, like, those changes, because then you, like, step outside your comfort zone that much more. That's so
completely true. Same town.
Yeah.
Everything.
It does get very boring here.
I think that, when you move to a new city, it opens up your perspective.
Oh, definitely. 100%. Yeah.
And it's more than just, like, visiting a city, because we've been to the city plenty of times.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I've traveled a bunch. But
yeah,
it's
right.
Like, you're
but
now living there. Yeah, because you're spending most of your time there.
Yeah.
And you come home sometimes.
I'll tell you one thing that I've learned from going to school in Toronto.
Yeah. This is
a bigger thought I had. I was telling my friends about this. I asked them, what do you think is better?
Yeah.
Just simple question. What's better, city or town? What do you think? I'll ask you first, and then I'll say what I think.
I don't know, because, like, we've grown up in, like, a small town. Like, I guess it's not that small, but I consider it pretty small.
I think most people consider it pretty small.
Okay, then, yeah. So we've grown up in, like, a small town. So
35,000.
Yeah.
30,000 when we were growing up.
Yeah. So then, like, you venturing out to Toronto, I was like, I could not do that. Like, Toronto stresses me out. So,
yeah.
Like, where it's, like, Kitchener-Waterloo. Like, I walked around there. And it's, like, city.
Yeah.
But it's bigger, but it's not, like, a huge city. You know what I mean?
It's not a metropolis.
Yeah, like, in comparison to here, I guess it's, like, huge.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, city or town. Like, I'd probably choose town. Just because, like, that's where I grew up.
That's what you know.
Yeah.
And my argument was, I love towns.
Yeah.
100%. I'm not here to diss on towns at all. I love towns. I think town people are nicer people.
Oh, yeah.
Because, and here's my reason for that. My main argument was that I think to raise a family, it's good to be in a town.
Yeah.
It's good to be in a town to raise a family. For your career, I think it's good to be in a city.
Oh, yeah.
Because of all the opportunity is in the city. That's where everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously the job market is kind of globalized because everyone works online and stuff.
Yeah.
But, the reason that it's good to raise a family in a town is that everyone is so connected. People are so connected with each other. We give gift cards to the garbage man on Christmas because, like, you don't make trouble here. Like, no. you can't say, like, you can't give the police a hard time because the police is your kid's hockey coach.
Yeah, it's, you know, like, what I mean? Everyone's somehow connected. Like, you meet someone, like, new, but then you tell someone about this new person, they're like, oh, that's my third cousin. Like,
somehow.
Yeah, I played hockey with this guy for 8 years. Like, it's like
somehow related.
Crazy like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think when you're raising kids and when kids are realizing that they can't be, like, complete jackasses,
yeah,
they have to treat everyone with respect because who knows who people know.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's extremely important for you to grow up with.
Definitely.
But then in terms of work,
yeah,
when I come back to Orangeville, when I come back to this small town after being in Toronto for months, everything feels so much slower.
Yeah.
And you might get this after coming back from Waterloo.
Yeah.
You get back here. I was here. I had to go to Walmart for something. I don't know what I had to go for. And as I was walking into the store, everyone walking just seems so slow.
I think that could be a city thing too, because, like, in Toronto, like, people are always, like, busting their ass, like, they have somewhere to be.
They'll hustling.
Brush past you, like, they'll hit your shoulder. They don't really care. Whereas here, it's like you're, like, too scared and you're too polite. Yeah. So you'll walk behind some grandma going, like, so slow with her grocery cart, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's the thing too, and it's like it's a nice environment. People are definitely more cordial here.
Oh yeah.
like walking, it took a while for me to get used to the idea of in Toronto walking on the sidewalk and not like head nodding someone or like smiling to someone.
Exactly.
You literally just need to ignore people because there are thousands of people you're going to pass on the sidewalk. So it's like, it's an interesting dynamic.
I feel like I might experience that a bit more. But I mean, I'm a fast walker, so hopefully I'll keep up well.
Faster, yeah.
Long legs come in handy.
No, yeah, for sure. Why did you pick Wilfrid Laurier?
You know, if I could do the whole process again, I might look into it a bit more. Yeah. But it's not because I'm unhappy with Laurier. Like, I'm very happy with it. It just took a while, I think, to realize that, like, it's just some button you're pressing on a computer. So it's crazy that, like, the buttons I'm pressing on the computer are actual places that I'm going. And that probably sounds so stupid.
I understand what you're saying.
It's like, it didn't feel real. It was like, oh, yeah, I'm just playing some game. Like, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Oh, yeah, pay my OUAC money. And, like, there I am. But I feel like I really wanted to go, like, somewhere out of province or somewhere, like, that, like, nobody else is doing or, like, nobody else is going and, like, be different or, like, experience something new. Because, like, every time I travel, I'm, like, I love traveling. So I skipped out on that because I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do that, like, just yet. You know what I mean? I could see myself doing, like, a graduate program somewhere else. Yeah. When I'm, like, that much older and have lived on my own and experienced things. But then I picked some schools here that I was like, oh my God, by the end of it, like, I already had 2 that I was like, I don't want to go there. Like, definitely not. And then I didn't apply to, like, anything in Toronto, like TMU or University of Toronto, because I was like, I can't do Toronto. Just what, like, just the city was, I go there for the day.
Overwhelming for you?
Yeah, I'm so overwhelmed. Like, I just want to go home. Like, Subway, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
And
no, the stabbings,
the cry, no,
homeless people.
This was before even that too. It was like I couldn't even do the subways on a good day, so like on a bad day I'd be stressed, and like just the amount of people and just the fact that you can't really go anywhere, like, and have space. I feel like you always just feel crowded there. Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't think I could have done that. So I guess I ended up applying to like Queen's, McMaster, Laurier, Western, and York. And then York was kind of my safety because it had the lowest average. Okay. And, like, I knew I was going to make this average because it was something, like, significantly low. And I knew that I was going to, like, be able to make it. So, like, I kind of crossed that one off because I got in there. And I rejected it immediately because I was like, I don't want that one. And then...
Sorry, York.
I feel bad. But we drove by one day and I was like, you know, this isn't for me. It was I don't know if it was just we drove by, but it's like in a very industrial area. Oh, yeah. And I was quite confused. And, you know, I'm a very social person. Yeah. I like some scenery. I didn't get that vibe from there. And also, one of my teachers at school went to York, and she said she didn't like it. I know someone's dad that went to York. He said he didn't love it. And a lot of people said that it was hard because a majority of students were like commuters. So I was like, okay, like I'm writing that off because I'm living on campus. So part of it is the experience, for sure, especially first year. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to write that one off. It wasn't like at first sight, if that makes sense. Okay. So I went to Laurier the first time and I was like, the program's really good. Like, I've heard the social life there is good. And like the student satisfaction is pretty good. Yeah. Or really good. I don't know. But they have it all on their website. But if like they're biased to what they put on their website, completely. Like they're like #1 in student satisfaction. Like U of T probably has that there, and everyone there is apparently sad all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like they're trying to make money by saying those things. But I like looked on other websites and they said it was like good for that. So then I went there the first time and I hated it. I don't know if it was the tour guide. Yeah. She was not very good. Okay. I hated it.
Sorry, tour guide.
Yeah, sorry. She was not so good though. And I just didn't like it. I was like, you know, I didn't love it. I was like, the campus was like, whatever. Like, it didn't compare to like other ones. Like, I had seen pictures of U of T. I'd seen like Queens, like McMaster, like old buildings, like restored buildings, like beautiful, like greenery, whatever. Laurier really wasn't like that. It was like, I don't know. People say it looks like a glorified high school, which to be real, it kind of does. Yeah. But I watched a bunch of videos of like people that had, when I was like seriously considering it, and it was like I was between like Laurier and McMaster for business. Yeah. And I was seriously considering it. I did so much research between like the two schools. And even though like McMaster had like the prettier campus, I was like talking to like one of my teachers and like my parents, and I was like, I'm not going to choose the school because it was like a prettier campus. Yeah. And then Laurier had like the connections with co-op and stuff. So I was like, that's where I want to go. And then once I got in that mindset, I went to go look at it. And then I like really liked it. And it was like night and day. I was like, I went on my own tour. I didn't have a tour guide again. I went on my own tour, walked around, went into like the business building, which is where I'm going to be spending most of my time. And that was like renovated pretty recently compared to the rest of the campus. And it's like so nice. So I was like, okay, this is going to be the place for me. And then it kind of just clicked. And now they're emailing me asking for my money.
Nice. You got to the Laurier bookstore and you're already getting all the gear.
Oh,
Are you geared out?
No. Okay. So I went to the bookstore because like on TikTok, do you see all those people doing like the challenges where they're, or not challenges?
Unfortunately, I don't use TikTok.
Okay. Well, they do the videos where they play this like sad song from Hannah Montana and you have to go like this and it's like the name of your school or whatever.
Okay.
It's like more popular in the States, I think. Oh, but like people were doing it now like here because everyone just wanted to jump on the trend or whatever, and all my friends were gonna do that, so I was like, oh, okay, like I need some stuff. But I couldn't find it online. Like I don't know
what?
Like Laurier stuff, like I don't know if it doesn't ship from their school directly, but like all the other stuff is like on Etsy and whatever, and I'm just like, you know, it's an hour drive, maybe I'll just go. So we just went to the bookstore, got like 2 hoodies, and then dipped.
Nice.
Yeah,
good stuff.
Did also get a huge parking ticket over there.
What? Because
we parked. Okay, so
RG.
This is true. Okay, so when we went on our like self-guided tour, right? I brought my parents, and we were. Oh no.
Why'd you get a parking ticket in Laurier? Hey. Okay, it's okay. Hannah will tell the.
I'll tell the story.
Hannah will tell the story.
Okay.
Let's hear this.
So we go there for the first time for like our self-guided tour or whatever. It's like the weekend. So I guess parking there is free on the weekend. So we went on the weekend, checked it out, whatever. We parked in this parking lot that's like up in the campus. So it's the campus parking.
Right.
But then we parked there and it was fine. We had no issues. Then we went back on like a weekday to get like the hoodie or whatnot.
Yeah, the Hannah Montana TikTok hoodie.
Yep. And it was a weekday. Yeah. Because I like have spares and stuff, so I went in like the middle of the day, like 1:30.
Yeah.
And we left the car to walk to the bookstore, and parking ticket. Like we come back and the parking ticket is written for like 2 minutes after we got out of the car. Bro. And it's like you could pay it online or you pay it there. So I like was like, it's okay, Mom. Like I'll pay it. Like we'll get it figured out while we're here. We won't do it online because I'm just like I don't know how to do like stuff like that online. Like
was it from
Laurier? A Wilfrid Laurier like parking ticket, and I was like,
you can pay $400 or take a supplementary course to pay off this ticket.
It was like I don't know. It wasn't even that much. I don't think, but still it was like annoying because it's a parking ticket. So I don't know what happens if you don't pay it though.
I think that's like, a bad omen.
True, but whatever. I went into the parking enforcement thing, which was like down the street or whatever, and then just paid it. That was quite annoying.
Flexing. This is nothing to me.
No, it was
you
like.
You think a parking ticket is gonna just throw it in their face, give them the money, give them a tip, extra cash for your struggles? No. Like, want a Laurier hoodie too?
No. I was not giving up that hoodie. I had gone on a mission for that hoodie.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. I have a good story about the U of T bookstore.
Oh no.
I don't know if I want to tell this story right away. That's fine. I don't care. It's not a big deal. My friends and I, at the start of second year, we wanted to make money. We wanted to make some cash. My friend Adam said it. He's like, this is the time. Second year university. This is where all the big startups come from. Where we got to act quickly here. And I'm like, you know what, Adam, you make a lot of sense. I can't, if I graduate with nothing to my name but the degree, I feel like I'll be behind. Let's do this. Let's start something. Let's do like let's go on a business venture here. Yeah. So me, Adam, and Krishna had this amazing idea to start a dating app. Oh, wow. I won't get too much into it. Okay. But it was a unique dating app. Okay. It was like it was different than all the other ones. It was a pretty awesome idea.
Can you say what made it different, or is this like patented? Like you are not wanting to get that information?
That's the thing. I think that people are still interested in making this app, so I'm not trying to release anything too crazy. I'll tell you off camera. Okay. Off camera. Anyways, the basic premise is that it was a dating app.
Dating app.
And we had to fund this dating app because none of us were coders. We tried. The first week we were like, okay, maybe we can learn something
No.
Way too
I
difficult.
feel like that's a really hard thing to learn.
You need people go to school for it. That's the thing.
Exactly.
So the fact that we were going to learn it off YouTube, it was a lot of time.
Yeah.
We had to dedicate a lot of time that we weren't sure was going to fully pay off.
Yeah.
Anyways, we realized that we had to pay for a coder. We
Yeah.
had to either get a student who would do it
Uh-huh.
and pay his wage, or a professional online somehow who
Yeah.
would be able to make the app for us.
Exactly.
So, of course, university students are all broke.
True.
So we needed some money.
Oh, yeah.
Adam had the genius idea.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you know what? In a few weeks, the OVO U of T merch drop is going off
Oh, yeah.
at the U of T bookstore.
Oh, okay.
We can go early,
Yeah.
line up,
Uh-huh.
buy out all the varsity jackets, because he had these like U of T varsity jackets that sold out like crazy the first time.
Okay.
He's like, we'll buy those and then resell them on StockX or
Okay.
eBay, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm like, Adam, that's genius.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. Sounds like a good idea. So we weren't sure when this lineup was going to start.
Oh, no.
The drop was I think it was at like 11 a.m.
Okay.
This was on a weekend.
Yeah.
Adam, Christian, and I
Yeah.
go to the library, Robarts Commons. It's open 24/7.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's a section of the library. Not the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
There's a side section that's open 24/7. So we
Very
decided we're going to
handy.
chill there.
Yeah.
And every few hours we'll go check on the line, see if anything's gotten started, because we
Got
want
it.
to be first in line. We
Yeah.
need these jackets because we need to get a coder
Yes.
for this app.
Yeah.
This is life changing. We need to be there.
Got it.
So like these things sold for thousands of dollars.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
People are insane.
Crazy. So we got to the library at around 10 p.m.
Okay.
Then we walked over to
Yeah.
the bookstore. It's like a 5-10 minute walk.
Yeah.
No lineup. Cool.
Got it.
Went back to the library.
Yeah.
Chilled there for a bit, did some studying, did some talking, went back a few hours later, at midnight, say.
Yeah.
Still no line. We're like, cool, still set. We were expecting that the line was going to start maybe at like 6 a.m.,
Yeah.
5 hours beforehand.
Yeah.
Went there again at 2 a.m., 9 hours before the open.
Yeah.
And there was a group of like 6 people there waiting, chilling with like lawn chairs and
No.
beatboxes. They were just
Oh
hanging
my
out. And we
God.
were like, are you serious?
Yeah.
There's no chance. And then we walk up to them. We're like, are you guys waiting for the OVO drop? And they're like, yeah, man, what's up? Join us, blah, blah, blah. So
Oh,
we're
no.
already 7th, 8th, 9th in line.
Yeah.
So we look at each other and we're like, are we seriously going to sit here for 9 hours to buy some varsity jackets?
True.
So we decided to stay.
Oh no.
We're dedicated to
Really?
the business.
Okay.
To
Yeah.
the business. And we stay there. We start hanging out.
Yeah.
Everything's good. A few hours go by. People are getting tired. I'm not. A little bit, actually, a little bit. Adam's getting a bit tired.
Yeah.
We start dozing off. The
Okay.
line keeps getting bigger, though.
Yeah.
People are coming. Like this thing's starting to pile
Yeah.
up. At around the 7-hour mark.
Yeah.
We've been there for 7 hours.
Yeah.
Adam's dad pulls up and is like, what's up, guys? Like, because Adam's dad knew about the whole thing. Adam's dad gave him the money needed to go buy
Oh
the
my
varsity
God,
jacket.
that's
He's like,
insane.
yo, how's it going? How's this
Yeah.
thing working out? And basically, very shortly after
Yeah.
that, one of the ladies who worked at the bookstore told us that there was actually no varsity jackets being dropped on this launch. We stood there. Line has got to be 100 people long by now.
Yeah.
And just silence for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what to do. I decide to stick it out, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can still get some hoodies,
Yeah.
resell those,
People
work something
buy
out.
anything.
Adam and Krishna are completely defeated, deflated.
No.
They leave with just 2 hours left in the line.
And they
walked
waited
away.
7 hours. So they wasted 7 hours.
Basically.
That's insane.
I mean, sunk cost at that point, but they left.
Yeah.
I stood there.
Got it.
I bought 3 OVO U of T items.
Got it.
Instantly on the spot, I resold one.
Yeah.
Made like 30,
Like to someone in line.
to someone
or-
in line.
That's insane.
30, $40 off of it.
Okay.
I made pure profit.
Respect.
The other 2 items, I spent maybe like $300 on both of them.
Yeah.
And they're still in my closet to this day.
Did you never resell them, or did you just want to keep them?
I do not wear that stuff. That's the thing that was crazy about it, is that the people in front of us in line just were waiting to wear the clothes. They're just like, oh man, I really want an OVO U of T thing. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Serious?
If I'm being so real, I would probably wear something like that.
Wilfrid Laurier, Wilfrid Laurier.
No, like I would even wear the U of T thing. Like,
you wear the U of T thing?
I don't even care. Like I'll be wearing like random stuff. Like I have this like random Ohio State hoodie. Like don't go there. Don't plan on going there. It's just like I'll just wear it.
If this video, this podcast gets 250 views.
50. Okay.
It's actually a lot.
That seems doable. On YouTube.
Doable. On YouTube. 250 views on YouTube. I'll give you the OVO sweatpants.
So you got sweatpants?
I got sweatpants.
Did you get like a sweatsuit?
Yeah, whole thing. So if you want Hannah to clutch up that some free merch,
I'll give it to my nano. He loves those matching sweatsuits.
It's just been sitting in my room.
That's so. And you've never like, have you put it up to resell and no one's bought it, or are you just like?
I'll probably do it for a giveaway. Honestly.
A giveaway for like this?
For this, yeah. I'll figure something out.
That's smart. Actually, you should do that.
People are gonna go crazy for it.
That's quite the story.
It's quite the story.
So now I know what you're doing, like random side quests
on
weeknights.
Yeah, that's my university life.
Okay, so I should be expecting some experiences, maybe not similar ones, because no way I'm camping out on the street to Toronto over some
If you can find a good group, let's talk about high school.
Okay.
How would you? You're already laughing. How would you rate your high school experience?
Honestly, I feel like I'm really lucky. And because like even though we had COVID and it was kind of like it started like halfway through my grade 9 year, and it was kind of weird, I guess, or abnormal from like regular school all the way up until like middle to end of grade 11 for me. So it was only like I had a year and a half of like normal high school, I guess.
Yep.
But I was lucky because like I had a good group of friends, and like I don't know, like everyone says like high school's a nightmare, like cliques and stuff. I didn't really find it like that.
That's good.
But I mean, I know other people who I'm not like friends with, but acquaintances with, that are like, oh my god, like I hated our high school, like I hated this, and I was like, oh my god, I don't feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't go back for like obviously another year.
Yeah.
Because like everyone's gonna be gone.
Right.
But I don't know. I didn't have any complaints.
How do you discard that? Why do you think so many people struggle with that like clique type of thing?
I don't know. Maybe it's just they're different schools, or like I understand like everyone comes from different upbringings and backgrounds, and they all face different struggles. So some people, it might make making friends or doing stuff harder for some than others.
Yeah.
Or like I feel like especially in smaller towns, like it's a lot easier to have people considered like outcasts, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because like whereas Toronto, you have a lot more diversity. Yeah. And this here I feel like you don't. Right. So
yeah, I
feel like if you're like outcasted or like othered,
yeah,
it is harder to have a better high school experience or find people that you like jive with or like want to be friends with or like share similar thoughts and like feelings to yourself.
Yeah.
But I was lucky to find that like pretty easily. Like half my friends now I've known in elementary school since like maybe grade 1, grade 2.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah.
What I find, I thought about this, like this is just like a new thought that came into my head like last year, like a year ago, or like a year and a half ago. I find it very interesting how it's not like in a cliquey way, but I think that in general, people find a way to connect with the people they would get along most with. Like it's interesting when you're sitting in the dining hall at university, there are people like you just have close groups of friends. It's not necessarily like a clique, but it's like you make groups, right?
Yeah.
And you have people who you spend a lot of time with. You have people who you kind of know but don't really spend that much time with, right?
Yeah.
I find it very interesting that like some way or another people find a way to find their friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like people that they naturally would get along with. I don't know. I feel like everyone somehow finds a way to find each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm explaining that very well.
No, it makes sense. And I'm also like a firm believer. I don't know if this makes me like delusional in some sense. I'm like, I think everything happens for a reason.
That's not delusional at all.
I feel like most, like, there's probably some things that don't have a reason, like really bad things. I think everything happens for a reason, because like some of the things that have happened to me, I guess throughout my high school thing, I thought were really shitty at the time.
Yeah.
But then looking back on it, I'm like, oh, that made me like such a better person, or that made me understand this so much more.
Right.
So I feel like most things, not everything, but if you look back on it, you took something from it. Like everything in life is like, has a lesson.
Has a lesson.
So.
That's 100%. And that's exactly how I think when I need to take a risk.
Exactly.
The best stories that you can tell someone have a bit of risk.
Probably, yeah. Unless you're a really good storyteller.
But like the coolest things, it's like, oh, I almost died and it didn't happen.
Exactly. Or
I invested $500,000. I could have lost it all.
Exactly.
Those are like the exciting stories.
Yeah. And I feel like people always fall into the lifestyle that like fits them most. You know what I mean? You'll never see like someone who's super conservative in their decisions fall into a job where they're making a bunch of high stake decisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I feel like it works out, and everyone lives a lifestyle where they take as much risk as they're like
comfortable with, able to.
You know what I mean? Some people aren't really able to take risks, whereas some people love taking risks like every day.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like if you believe that everything happens for a reason, like you said, you have to. If something goes wrong, you have to take a lesson from it.
Oh yeah.
That was my whole point. Sorry about the taking risks. Is that the only way you can lose from taking a risk is if you didn't take any lesson from it. Either you're gonna win, which means the risk paid off.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna lose, and then losing. There's two ways you can go from there. Either learn from your mistake and become a better person.
Yeah. Or
just brush it off, act like you couldn't have done anything. It wasn't your fault.
Exactly.
And then you don't get anything wrong. That's how you lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's definitely like an attitude, mental thing.
100%. That circles into what we were talking about. The cameras keep cutting off, by the way. We have to keep turning them back on, but
I don't even know. They cut off every 30 minutes, but we've had them cut off twice, but it's only been 50 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're possessed.
I don't know. We were talking about TikTok shock value or shock factor.
Yeah. From risks. That'll be a transition.
Yeah, from risks.
Risky stuff, shock value. Go ahead, let's roll in.
I feel like everything now on TikTok is like you need to have the most like shocking thing happen to you, because like some guy, like I'll use my example, I guess, when it was cut off, it's like, so my house got swatted or something, and people are like, oh, like that's just an average money, like you're soft, like get over it, why are you so pressed about this, like why are you making a TikTok about it? It's not that deep. Like people now are like so unfazed, and like I feel like everyone is the ultimate troll. I guess I'm included too.
You troll?
Well, no, like
from your own account.
No, like
do you have a
I have a TikTok account.
Do you have an Anon account?
No. What does that mean?
Anonymous?
Oh. What? I thought that meant something like that, but I didn't know. No, I don't have like an anonymous account. I just have my account. But it's not like I'll troll people in their comments. Like I'll send it to my friends and be like, oh my god, look at this guy. Like what? Like stuff like that. Yeah. But everyone has become the ultimate troll. And I feel like they've gotten so good at it that sometimes people are so wrapped up in themselves that they can't tell when people are being like sarcastic now, because everything has some sort of sarcasm to it.
That's true.
I look at stuff and I'll see videos and it's just like the most cringiest shit ever, and people are commenting like, yes girl, like this is so good, but like they're being sarcastic, but this person's actually believing it.
This is why a podcast is actually perfect.
True. Yeah,
because
I was like worried, because I'm like, I don't have like shock value. I feel like I'm very average in my experiences, you know what I mean?
No, I know what you're saying. That's how it got. That's how we started talking about it, because cameras shut off.
The internet is such a strange place, though, because now like people like the relatable content too. Like they like shock value and then they like relatable.
That's my point. That's a podcast,
it's
literally.
Insane, yeah.
Because you sit down, you have a 1 hour conversation. Mm-hmm. It's deep. Get into whatever topics you want to talk about, but then you can go on Instagram, TikTok, and just chop it up.
Exactly, and then you like take like funny moments or something.
Exactly.
Has anyone ever cried on your podcast?
No. What?
I'm just curious.
That's the shock value.
Yeah, like sometimes people will just be like, and they'll like cut to like a sad moment, and they'll like start to choke up or whatever.
Unfortunately, this is actually a very happy podcast. Our guests are
that's pretty
super. I don't make anyone cry. I'm not that mean.
No, yeah. Well, usually people make themselves cry. Like they start to tell the saddest stories, and I'm like, oh my god. And I don't do well with criers. Yeah, like people I know will cry, and I'm like, oh, like, it's okay. I don't know how to comfort people.
You're not sympathetic?
I am sympathetic. Like, it's not like I'm gonna be like, grow up, like, whatever. But I'm just like, I'm not like, I don't know how to comfort people without it being awkward, because I'm naturally like very funny,
chill,
and like chill.
Yeah.
So having to comfort someone is like, I can't do it.
Sorry, no, what was I saying? Oh, let's just talk about like the podcast. Perfect
Okay, yeah.
example.
Yeah.
There's a difference, and once again, I'm not like, both of these are good. You can try to develop a deep relationship with your audience, or a wide relationship with your audience.
This is wide, right?
This
you
is
like more wide.
This is deep.
Really?
I would consider this deep. Like a podcast, 1 hour. If someone's gonna sit down and listen to you for an hour,
that's true. Yeah, they have to be very like committed to what's being talked about, or
exactly. They're gonna be a little bit invested.
Yeah.
So wide is more like the clips.
Yeah.
1 minute, deep versus wide. So I'll see these like meme accounts with thousands of followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a wide connection with your audience. That's not accounts aren't deep at all. You're basically like a landing page for advertisers. Like I'm saying if you're trying to like make money off of it, right?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense once you like put it into that perspective.
Yeah, like a meme page.
Yeah.
They have a lot of eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
If a company is like, oh, we want 50,000 people to see our product.
Yeah.
They'll go to whatever Instagram page, a meme page, and be like, yo, can you post this? Blah blah blah. That's wide. I consider that wide.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whereas deep, if you have a deep relationship, you don't need 50,000 followers.
True.
You become the brand yourself.
Yeah. And I guess like deep doesn't necessarily mean like deep topic. You know what I mean?
No, it's not
like when you first said that,
sensitive.
I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's what I was thinking of. That first comes to mind, but I understand now that you've broken it down, like what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And
Instead of people being like, yo, can you show our stuff off? You become the
thing.
You know what I mean? So, no, that's why I love podcasts, because you do both.
True. I feel like you're very... You know how to articulate your thoughts well, so I feel like a podcast is a good space for you.
Thank you, HG. I appreciate that. You've been incredible. First time on a podcast.
Yep.
Spitting facts out here.
Am I?
You're making me look like an amateur. With this is the 14th podcast.
Am I your first non-U of T guest?
You are.
That is insane pressure.
Wilfrid Laurier guest right here.
I don't even know if I can call myself that yet. Because like... Incoming, because...
With all the Wilfrid 2027.
Yeah, like everyone's putting that in their Instagram bio.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff, and I'm just like, I don't think I put that yet. I'm like, I haven't stepped foot in there. I'm like,
yeah.
All I know is for one day I could go and I could go back to my dorm crying and never step foot in there again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'll wait until like Frosh Week's over and I start to like get into it. Maybe I'll put that in my bio.
Nice.
But also like... What is it? Do you have it in your bio?
I don't have U of T in my bio. I've never put a school in my bio.
I haven't either, because like I was like...
Explain to me why people do that.
I don't honestly know. Like, I was thinking of doing it when I get there, but I'm like thinking on it, and I'm like, why am I even doing it?
Why am I doing it?
I don't know. Maybe it's just like for connections, like especially if you're like maybe a private Instagram account and someone meets you, like then they've seen that in your bio, they'll like know it was you type deal. But I don't know. Like
even that's interesting. Like...
And it's also, I guess now, because like there's all these incoming Instagram pages, it's a great way to like know that somebody else is like coming to the school.
That's the thing. Like even people in my year, third year, still have U of T. I genuinely like I don't know what it is. It's honestly it's really helpful for me as a for a podcast.
True.
Because I'll go the way I got my first ever followers. Was I went through a bunch of U of T pages.
Oh, that's smart, yeah.
See the people who liked it.
Yeah.
And so many of them have U of T in their bio, so I follow them. They follow me back.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for that. I don't know what else.
I don't know.
I'm appreciative of it.
I guess maybe it's like a self-branding thing. You know what I mean? Because like, even
that's
like
true.
Everyone who's not like a celebrity or whatever, everyone presents themselves a certain way or presents themselves like brands themselves a certain way. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Whereas it's the guy that wears like all designer or whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's like the girl that buys everything from like small businesses. Like, you know what I mean? Everyone presents themselves in different. So I feel like putting your school in your bio is like a way of like branding yourself, because in a way like your school or what you chose expresses something about you, maybe.
That's incredibly insightful.
Really?
That makes a lot of sense.
I think so.
It's like an identity.
Yeah. Because, like,
Wow.
I took social sciences and we learned about people's identities, and I guess those kind of correlate that, you know, you form an identity and you brand yourself a certain way, whether you're doing it consciously or subconsciously.
Wow.
But, yeah.
That's some knowledge right there. No, it's actually, that makes a lot of sense. That's the thing. I could never associate U of T with my identity.
And that's okay. I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the way that, like, they're going to put U of T alum in their thing in, like, 20 years. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I feel like same with, like, student athletes. This is maybe more in the States, but, like, sometimes they'll stumble
100%.
across things so hardcore. And, like, with the rivalries there, like, they're like, F this school, like, F that, whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is insane. And they'll be at, like, tailgates for football games, and I'll see TikToks and like them throwing things at each other. And I'm like, oh my God, like, this is insane.
They're serious.
Yes.
The U.S. way more than Canada.
True. Like, sometimes here, like, you see, like, stuff like Queens and Western or whatever, and they're like, fuck Western, fuck Queens, whatever. But, like, I think that's the extent.
Yeah.
Like, and some guy saw on TikTok, and he termed it, like, well, because he's like, oh, yeah, like, you literally picked Western because Queens rejected you, or you didn't apply to Queens, or you heard from Western first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, vice versa. Like, it's like, it's not really that big a deal. Like, I could have chosen anywhere I applied to, and then that's, like, who I'm riding for now, and apparently, like, you're a part of their army now.
Yeah, I know, literally.
But
it's identity. I guess people need an identity.
true, yeah. And some people find that in different ways than others, I guess. And for some people, I'm sure school is a huge part. Like, they met their friends there.
Like, how do you, because people use identity, like, they identify with so much different stuff. It could be a country.
Yeah.
Could be, people identify with their race.
Yeah.
Sexual orientation.
Yep.
A bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you identify with? Like, how do you express your identity as a human being?
I don't know.
Like, what are the things?
That's the thing. Like, it's so broad, but it's like the way I, like, identify myself by, like, the way I treat others, the way I present myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, like, you always try to be the best version of yourself around others, as well as, like, when you're just on your own. But, you know, usually you're like, oh, like, you know, you spend a bit more extra time getting ready when you know you're going out to see people, or, you know, you try to be in a better mood to present yourself to other people.
For sure.
So I feel like I definitely fall into that, where it's just, like, how I treat others and how I, like, present myself.
I think a lot of people that I'm the same way. I think that it's more about, like, character traits.
Yeah, I don't know if I see it as much as, like, physical things. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm this because I grew up here for, like, 12 years or 13 years or whatever. I don't know.
It's like, yeah, I like, when I think of my identity, I definitely don't think of U of T. I don't think of VoV podcast host.
True,
like,
yeah.
I don't think of material things. It's more just like my character. Like,
yeah,
I consider myself a proud person.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I am
Wise.
dedicated. Thank you, wise. Heard it here first. No, but just like traits about myself, like I consider myself a family guy.
Oh yeah.
Family man.
I feel like you fit into all those well. Like, knowing you,
Thank you.
I feel like you fit into those well. You're self-aware.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Put it here. This has been a great discussion.
I know. I feel like we just talked. This has been pretty casual. I haven't felt stressed. As soon as the lights and camera went on, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing?
I feel like this flew by.
True. Yeah.
Do you have any closing thoughts for the University of Toronto people?
Not really. I mean, good luck to you all. I don't know how you guys do it with being in the city all the time, to be honest. But yeah, I feel like I'm going to rewatch this. And do you ever rewatch these and, like, cringe at yourself? Or
well, I have to rewatch it to edit them.
yeah, but do you cringe at yourself?
No.
I feel like I don't know, especially me. I'm so critical. Like,
to a detriment?
Somewhat. Like, if you look at my social media, look at it, like, there's hardly anything on there, and it's just because I'm so critical. Like, I'll be with my friends, they'll be like, oh, post that picture, and I'm like, no, like, look at my one eye, like, it looks funny. Like, it'd be the most random stuff, and I'm like, in 30 years, like, I won't even know. But it's like, now I'm so self-critical. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm gonna watch this, and the whole time I'm gonna be like this.
No, not at all.
I'm like, am I done yet? Why am I mumbling?
You know what? No, people are gonna be intimidated by your ability to do this. I have respect, honestly. Out of all the 13 guests, technically 15, because 2 episodes got unreleased. Shout out to Dick, Sean, and Griffin. They recorded
Shout out.
yeah, they recorded podcasts with me, and for whatever reasons we couldn't post them. But anyways, out of all the guests that I've had,
Yeah.
I've tremendous respect for anyone who's willing to come here with all the big equipment, with the cameras, knowing it's going to be 1 hour, knowing that a bunch of
True.
people from your school is going to see it.
Yeah.
All this stuff.
Oh no! Now you're making me nervous.
No, I'm not trying to
God.
make you nervous. I'm not trying to make you nervous. No, but it's a courageous thing, because a lot of people, especially today, are exactly like you said. Like they're so starstruck, and they're so worried about what other people think about
I
them.
don't know. I'm at the point where I don't care. I'm moving out of this town. I hardly know anybody that's going to my school.
There you go.
Whatever.
There you go. That's how you got to be.
And I feel like this is an embarrassing lie.
No, it's not. I know,
You know
but
what I mean?
people. I mean, just the thought of being in front of a camera for an hour.
I guess. I'm
People,
not,
people are like people. Genuinely, most people
True.
would be afraid.
I guess that doesn't really register to me because I'm not like looking dead at the camera.
That's
like
good.
right now I'm looking at it, but like.
That's good.
And it's also like I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
So it's
we're
like
chilling.
not awkward.
We're chilling.
Exactly.
Do this all the time.
Yeah, I feel like if you just like if you randomly met someone off of Instagram or whatever and had them sit down, it might be more awkward because they haven't known you for like 18 years.
Yeah, fair.
So whereas this is just like I'm just like talking with you on a normal day, except there's a huge light and cameras.
We should take a behind the scenes, see what we're looking at.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna see it and be like, damn.
Yeah, I know. Tremendous respect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
You want to plug yourself or anything?
I'm good, honestly.
All right. Well, that is Hannah Grimley, everybody.
Thank
HG.
you.
And yeah, she's an incoming Wilfrid Laurier student. Good stuff. We're out.